Welcome to the Best 5-Minute Wine Podcast with Forrest Kelly.
The other thing is, and this used to kill me 15 years ago, the main buyer of wine, the largest consumer.
Best 5-Minute Wine Podcast.
Okay, Laura, going to take that multitasking talent you speak of, going to put it to the test here. Now that you've seen the increased involvement of women in leadership roles within the wine and spirit industry, have you witnessed or seen a change in the way products are consumed and marketed?
I think one of the things that women have brought to the industry that was much needed is the ability to think quickly and multitask. I'm making a huge generalization here, right? But women have a lot on their plate. And I think with women in the business, we make decisions quickly and we can handle a lot of things at once. And as business has become faster and faster and faster, and that's really because of things like technology. You know, one of the things that has changed the industry is the ability for accounts to order products online. Nothing replaces the ability of a sales consultant to walk into an account and pull a cork and taste that customer on wine. You can't taste a new wine or a new spirit online. You can't. You can read about it. You can get the pricing. You can actually even order it, but you can't taste it and you can't hear the story. And nothing will ever replace that. But I think with women in the industry, we've been able to really push further. The other thing is, and this used to kill me 15 years ago, the main buyer of wine, the largest consumer, are women. So why are men telling us what we want to buy? And so as more and more women have gotten seats at the table, have become general managers of wineries, you've really seen a shift in the way wine is marketed, the way spirits are marketed. It's about the social aspect, the coming together. You know, the big program happening in October is Come Over October. So all of the wine and spirits companies are marketing this idea. And it's not about, let's go out and get drunk. It's about, let's be social. It was the piece during COVID that we're still dealing with as an issue. Our kids, just being with my mom, who's a senior, you know, her biggest issue was isolation and loneliness, lack of social contact. It really changed her. And so there's a social aspect to having a glass of wine with friends. I'm in a book club, and part of the book club when we get together every month is not just about the book, it's about where we going. Most of the time we go out to a restaurant, you know, and we've got our favorites that we go to and we order a bottle of wine and we catch up with each other and what's happening with kids or grandkids or our jobs or whatever. And then, of course, the book.
Speaking of storytelling, I can see that storytelling definitely enhances the customer experience, especially when it comes to offering wines from small boutique wineries.
100%. You'll often have customers, retailers and restaurateurs that specifically only want to work with small boutique wineries. They want to be the ones to come out and say, hey, you know, to be able to tell that story to their guest, right, sitting at the table, to make that guest experience something special. So they'll specifically say, hey, you know, I've got this new wine and it comes from this really tiny region in Sicily. It's two brothers that took over the vineyards from their grandfather. The grandfather and the father used to just sell the grapes, and now these guys started making the wine. Like, they want those stories. So it's a very targeted market. I think that with the world being so big and the world being so complicated and business being so competitive, no matter what business that you're in, those points of difference, those personal stories, those connections are more important than ever. For my division, we specifically target those customers and those accounts that are looking for those types of products. And those tend to be the more Michelin star, trendy, hip, James Beard chef award-winning restaurants. So yes, when you're talking about a wine program in a restaurant that's very large, it's important that that restaurant has a program that appeals to everybody, so that the person that doesn't want to deal with a sommelier or a waiter that loves to drink Caymus Cabernet Sauvignon has Caymus Cabernet Sauvignon on the list, because that's a great wine. But you've got the other customer walking into this restaurant that's had Camus Cabernet Sauvignon 25 times, and they want to try something different. And so they're looking to that restaurateur going, listen, I love this wine. It's a great wine. I drink it at home. But what do you have that's new? What's different? And so we're really targeting that clientele, which has become bigger and more important. As the world has become flat and the world has become big, people relate to that artisanal touch. So those stories really relate to people. It's not for every customer. It's not for every restaurant. There is a large growing contingent of restaurateurs that are specifically looking for that, because to own a restaurant today, post-COVID, is more difficult than ever. And the failure rate is higher than it's ever been. And so for Southern Glazer, being an established, stable, well-financed, well-run company, we're able to keep these small wineries alive. We pay our bills in time. We have the logistics to move their product. We're not struggling to do that. And that is really important, especially in today's economy.
The best 5-minute wine podcast.
Don't forget my favorite part.
Please like and follow. Oh.